Hi, my name is Andrea Valdez and I'm going to talk about my final project. I chose the Arcos Dorados case and how it dealt with the pandemic. First, let's talk about the company. What is Arcos Dorados? Arcos Dorados Holdings owns the master franchise of the fast food restaurant chain McDonald's in 20 countries in Latin America, and it has more than 94,000 employees, and it serves more than 4.3 million customers daily, and the headquarters are located in Montevideo, Uruguay. These are the countries that Arcos Dorados is located in Latin America. Now, let's talk about the story. The story. It was the year 2019 where Arcos Dorados proposed a 5-year plan that would reinvest the company and the other branch offices, in Latin America and the Caribbean. This idea was proposed by Marcos Obeso, CEO of Uruguay, and Diego Diaz, the CEO of the branch offices in Mexico. These are our characters. 2020 begins. First, we started great. The first 2 months of the year were great from January to February. It was until March that everything changed. March 12, 2020, the day that everyone hates all around the world. The whole world was declared as a pandemic due to coronavirus, and it was until March 20 a total quarantine for the world. The president of Uruguay, Luis Luna, said that the country was declared on quarantine and only essential activities were allowed, such as work, food, and groceries. What Marcos did to survive to the pandemic? This was a huge deal, obviously. So he decided to talk about this with Diego, the CEO of the branch offices of Mexico, and got to work to solve the problem. After hours of speaking, these were the solutions that Marcos and Diego proposed. Solutions. First, we got restore the hygiene, and they made a new protocol called Safe Environment. Close the restaurant and use only the drive-thru. Only 3 and 4 workers were allowed to be in the local. Other solutions were create new channels for delivery and purchase. For example, having McDonald's on Uber Eats or Didi Food. Create unique offers, and the most important one, they created a new plan replacing the 5-year plan they had before. This new plan, it is called 6-year plan. Nevertheless, the CEOs of the rest of the Latin America branch offices got to work with the new orders placed, but there were some restrictions that the government asked. Let's check them. The restrictions. In some countries like Ecuador, Paraguay, and Peru, there was a time restriction due to quarantine. They had to close the restaurant at 7. Even though Brazil had the most cases of COVID-19, the government didn't make recommendations of social isolation. So the restaurants were open all the time. And in Argentina and Colombia, the quarantine was a must, which reduced the circulation of people. With these new ideas, let's compare their earnings for the past years. This is a graphic that shows their earnings from 2017 to 2020. As we can see, 2020 was the year with the lowest earnings of the pandemic. The blue line is January, the red one is February, and the yellow one is March. So we can see that starting from March, the earnings grew a little bit, but they weren't as good as the past years. Now, what did I learn from this case related to the course? I learned politics from different parts of Latin America, business environments, cultural shocks, and the way to keep improving even the situation is not good. In conclusion, it was a rough year for the world, people, and the companies. Each country did what they could to get through these historical events, and now that the vaccine is out, we just have to wait and we'll be back as we used to live before. Thanks for your attention.